Good. All right, so I'm like a big energy guy. All right, so like I'm gonna feed off of you guys' energy. All right, so you feel good morning. Good morning. All right, everybody, come on. You feel good morning. Good morning. All right, that's where we at. We got standard. All right. So it's like a dialogue. It's a back and forth. It's not necessarily me talking. As he said, my name is Tavon Parker. I went to York High, graduated in 2013. Played basketball, football, 1,000-point scorer. Went to college. I'll give you guys like the fast one. We'll dive into it. I went to college, lost my scholarship, came back to York, went to jail, got out of jail, got married, had a kid, and now I got like 4 businesses. So like that's the fast part, right? But in everybody's story, in everybody's day-to-day life, there's like a narrative associated with it, right? Raise your hand, by show of hands. Who thinks there's a narrative that goes with their life? A narrative being there's something that somebody assumes about it, right? Like as soon as somebody sees me as a black man, I'm more likely to go to jail than somebody that's white, right? As somebody that went to jail, I'm less likely to have a business. As a business owner, my business is likely to fail within the first 2 years, right? Those are narratives. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to need everybody up. We're going to have 2 walls, that wall and this wall, all right? This is the wall for yes, this is the wall for no. So you just go stand at the wall if what I say, if the narrative I says fits your life, all right? So go stand up at this wall if you know somebody that's been in jail or that is in jail. You stand at that wall. If you don't know anybody, you're over here. Alright, listen, so you guys see how many people over here, right? The narrative with that is birds and feathers flock together. So if you know somebody that's in jail, you're more likely to go to jail. So this wall is yes, this wall is no. How many people have been kicked out of a school before? If you've been kicked out, stay over. If you've never been kicked out of a school, you're over here. Come on. So give me over here. Over here, you guys were kicked out before. What's one narrative you think they say about people that got kicked out of school? Go ahead.
Bad tempered.
What you said?
Bad tempered. They have a bad temper.
They got a bad temper? Okay, what's another one? They're not going to do nothing with their life? They probably won't graduate? Right? That's a narrative associated with somebody that got kicked out of school. It doesn't mean it's true. What's the narrative they say about people that don't get kicked out of school?
They're good kids.
Good kids? We're likely to graduate and be successful?
Yeah.
All right, the third and last one. On this wall, if you have somebody in your family that went to college. On this wall, if you don't. If you never had somebody in your family that graduated college, there's a difference between going to college and graduating. This wall is if you've never had somebody graduate. This wall is if you had somebody graduate before. We'll start over here. What's one narrative you think they say about people who, like if your family went to college before? Anybody? You're probably more likely to go to college? Your family that went to college probably would make more money than people that didn't?
Oh, wait, which side? No, I thought.
Oh, this side is the people that went to college, right?
No.
Oh, you got, my bad. My bad.
He said bump y'all.
What do they say about people that went to college? They'll probably make more money when they work?
Oh yeah.
You said they're probably more successful?
Yeah.
You guys will probably end up going to college and somebody in your family did? What do they say about people that didn't go to college? Go ahead. Failure? Go ahead.
Drop out.
Drop out? You guys are probably less likely to go if nobody in your family went? Right? You got the people that didn't go to college probably make less money? All right, grab your seats. Grab your seats. Thank you. I'm a firm believer.
All right, kill the talking.
I'm a firm believer in order to change the narrative, we have to know what the narrative is. Right? When I grew up, my parents got divorced when I was 6 years old. What do they say about kids that grow up with one parent or parents that get divorced? They're likely to have like anger, likely to deal with stuff. I'm probably gonna end up getting a divorce, right? But since I didn't know that, I was growing up, went to college and cheated on my girlfriend. Like I got her back, but like that's a narrative that I would have never even fell into if I knew about the narrative. So the first thing we're gonna write, number one, everybody got a number one on the paper. The first thing is what narrative is associated with your life? And I can't answer it for you because I don't know. For some people it may be, they say that you're not gonna graduate high school. For some people you might have two parents, For some people you might have two parents have a perfect life and they say that you're supposed to be perfect, and that's not true. Right? What is the narrative associated with your life? What do people say you should do? What's wrong?
We have to answer that question.
Yeah, that's number one. Everybody got number 1, 2, and 3 on the paper, right? Yeah. All right, so yeah, so number one, what you're writing is what narrative is associated with your life? Yeah. Number one, what narrative is associated with your life? So again, like for me, they say people that go to jail are more likely to go back to jail. So that's a narrative that I'm going to face for the rest of my life. Since I know that, I'm not going to let that happen and end up going back. Right? Like I told you guys, my parents got divorced, so I'm married with a kid. The statistics say I'm probably going to end up getting divorced. I hope that doesn't happen. But like that's a narrative. Everybody has one. Mr. Beer, what's the narrative about your life?
Well, I used to have a really bad temper. So the narrative about myself was that I was going to end up in jail or I was going to end up in the grave.
You guys heard that? He had a bad temper, so his narrative was he was going to end up in jail or in the grave. Mr. Garcia, what about yours?
The negative or the positive side?
Hey, whatever you want to do.
I came from a broken home, so my narrative was that I wasn't gonna have a family, have business.
You guys hear her? She came from a broken home, so she wasn't supposed to have a family, have a business. How about she's a female and the narrative says females make less than males? How about he's a black male and the narrative says black males are more likely to make less than white people? Or more likely to go to jail? Right? So every female in here, that's a narrative that you have to deal with. Every male, you have a narrative too. All right, go ahead, think about it in a round. I'll give you guys like 2 minutes.